Hi there and welcome to Speak French with Steph episode 2. So the second episode is also taking place in the kitchen, and the reason it's because yesterday was Coronation Day and today we're having a street party, and as you can see outside, thankfully the weather is nice, it's sunny, and our street has requested approval to close the street, so we got the approval, we're closing the street and everybody's bringing food and we're all going to be together for a few hours this afternoon. And I just bought a few bits this morning, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to record a small video, not too long, maybe shorter than last time, and give you a bit of vocabulary in the process. Alright, so I'm going to first start with this. Obviously you're trying English. In French is a plateau. Un plateau. So I bought a selection of goodies to put in my plateau, and they're not really things we buy in France or we have in France. So mini egg bites are not really things. I should have picked things that exist in France, but that's not really a thing. I've never seen that in France, so I'm not going to translate that. Although to be fair, it's made with pork. I could translate that, and it's made with sausage meat. So there's a word for sausage meat is chair à saucisse. So in the last episode I was telling you that we don't do minced beef, we do minced meat, which was quite weird because we also do pork meat. But it's because pork meat is called chair à saucisse, which translates in flesh for sausages, which is not very appealing if you think about it. But in mini egg bites you have chair à saucisse. We also bought some cheese and onion rolls. I had to read it in the screens because I couldn't remember what it's called. We don't have that particularly either, but we do have something equivalent, which would be pastry. Two layers of pastry with cheese in the middle, and that's called friand au fromage. Friand au fromage. But you wouldn't find something like that. They're quite a bit bigger, and you would have them like as part of a main or something, but it wouldn't necessarily be an appetizer. When it comes to cocktail sausages, we don't have them in that format either. So I think I mentioned it in the last video as well. We have what we call knacky, or they tend to be Herta. The brand is Herta sausages, but we don't have sausages that look like that. But in French, sausages is saucisse. So we have a selection of bread. James picked a baguettine. In French, you wouldn't find a baguettine. It's not really a thing. You just get a baguette. So you have a full-size baguette. But we don't really, I don't know, in some boulangerie you can probably ask for half a baguette. I don't know if they still do that anymore. But anyway, une baguette. And that would also be une baguette. Although we don't have giraffe bread in France, so it wouldn't look like that. It would look like this one, but bigger. And then that's our favorite, that's from Sainsbury's, it's our favorite cheese bread. Un pain au fromage. And again, I don't know if we actually have that in France in a boulangerie. You have fougasse, which is a flat bread. Well, it tends to be a flat bread that's softer with cheese in it, not necessarily crispy or crusty. You don't necessarily find it like that, but in like the, you know, if you're looking for bread and cheese, pain au fromage. We also bought some saucisson. I didn't buy a lot of meat because we're outdoor for a few hours, so I didn't want to buy too much meat and just leave it out in the air. But saucisson, so that's Milano salami, but it's quite similar to a saucisson in France. The equivalent would be rosette. So saucisson tends to be small and round. Rosette tends to be bigger. And they cut slices like that, and it's called roux. We've also bought some crisps, which, as I mentioned in a previous video, in French would be chips. Crisps in English, chips in French. That's it for today, really. It's quite a short one, but it will just give you a few words. I don't want to overwhelm you, so feel free to watch the video again if you want to like reabsorb the words, because when it comes to languages, it's practice and practice and practice. So you could make a sentence, for example, like, je mange des saucisses. Je mange des saucisses. Or you could say, I bought some bread. J'ai acheté du pain. J'ai acheté du pain. that's just an example. You can make a few sentences. I'll try to give you a few sentences to repeat with me as well. I think it'll be a good practice. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely coronation. You have had a lovely coronation weekend by the point that comes out. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! And we bought some chips as well, but we've done that in a previous video, which was... Sorry, we bought some crisps. But we did that in a previous video, which you guys we called chips in England. And in France, we call them... No! Let me do that again.